Today we're diving into a really powerful learning innovation. It's called the power of one page.
You know that feeling, right? You've spent hours, maybe days studying. You've got pages and pages of notes. But when the test comes, or you need to use that knowledge, it just feels like a jumbled mess. That's the exact problem we're going to tackle.
So, this fantastic solution comes from the Faculty of Accountants UITM Kawangan Kelantan. Their goal is actually pretty simple: to build a bridge over that huge, frustrating gap between just knowing a bunch of facts and being able to actually do something with that knowledge.
Okay, so here's our game plan.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the Learning Challenge. We're really digging into that gap between learning something and actually applying it.
So let's take a subject like advanced accounting. Students are dealing with some seriously complex topics. Think employee benefits or earnings per share. And the way we've always taken notes just doesn't work here. It leads to this scattered, fragmented understanding that makes it almost impossible to remember key formulas or put together a solid answer when you're under pressure.
And this right here shows you the huge mismatch. Traditional note-taking is passive. You just write stuff down. But tests and real-world problems demand you actively apply and synthesize ideas. Honestly, it's kind of like training for a marathon by just reading books about running. There's a major disconnect between how you prepare and what you actually have to do.
So, what's the answer?
Well, that brings us to Section 2, the cognitive-driven solution. And it's all about completely redefining the entire note-taking process. The objectives here are crystal clear. 1. Boost memory recall. 2. Cut down on cognitive overload. You know, that feeling of your brain just shutting down. And 3. Build up student confidence, because that's what really drives better performance.
Now, this whole solution is built on some solid science. It starts with something called active learning. The idea is, instead of just sitting there passively taking notes, students are actively analyzing, synthesizing, and evaluating information. They become the creators of their own learning tools.
Next up is cognitive load management. I want you to think of your working memory like a small desk. If it's totally cluttered with random papers and tools, you can't get anything done. By boiling everything down to a single, structured page, we're essentially cleaning off that desk, which makes learning way more effective. And the third pillar is retrieval practice. This is so important. Every single time a student uses their one-page summary to solve a problem, they're actively pulling that information from their memory. That act of pulling or retrieving is what builds strong, long-term knowledge. It's way more powerful than just passively rereading your notes over and over again.
The key part: the students take charge and build their own personalized summary. And these sheets aren't set in stone. They're living documents that get better and better every time they're used in tutorials. So what's actually on this single page? Well, everything you absolutely need. We're talking the core formulas, step-by-step guides for solving problems, and all the key definitions. But it's more than that. It uses powerful visual cues like flowcharts, arrows, and color coding. It literally transforms a wall of text into a strategic map for success.
Let's get to Section 4 and look at the real, proven impact of this thing.
And wow, the results really do speak for themselves. Students are reporting huge improvements across the board. They feel things are clear, their confidence is way up, they can recall information faster, and of course, their performance gets a big boost when it counts.
The shift here is just undeniable. You go from passively recording information to actively building your own knowledge, from a flood of unfiltered data to just the essential stuff. Basically, your notes transform from a dusty old filing cabinet into a dynamic, powerful tool that gives you the big picture.
And, the benefits here go so far beyond just getting a good grade on a test. This whole approach helps create independent, self-regulated learners. And those are the exact skills you need for a successful career and lifelong learning in any field.
Okay, this brings us to our final section. Where do we go from here? Let's talk about the future and how we can scale the impact of this incredible idea.
One of the best things about this vision is how accessible it is. We're talking about an extremely low-cost solution that can have a massive impact on pretty much any student, anywhere. And when you have that kind of foundation, the commercial potential is just huge.
Just imagine it. Printable templates for any subject you can think of. Interactive digital versions. Imagine this getting integrated into the big e-learning platforms. You could have professional workshops for teachers, or even subscription toolkits for professionals. Seriously, the possibilities are endless.
So to wrap it all up, what this innovation really does is turn passive, boring notes into an active tool for your brain. It solves that deep-rooted problem of scattered, fragmented learning and replaces it with structured, connected understanding that you build yourself.
Ultimately, the power of one page isn't just a new way to take notes. It's a new way to learn. It redefines how we absorb, remember, and most importantly, apply complex knowledge. It finally builds that bridge over the gap between knowing and doing. It's a simple idea, but it has the power to change everything.